time off. Which one is it for you? Looks like, where was it? Joe Biden, he's going to be taking some time off. He's got COVID-19. I said before that Joe needed a good rest. He needed a good sleep. He needed some nice, whichever the food that he desired that's going to make him. I wouldn't mind a nice bowl of hot soup with maybe some sort of crackers that I never had before. Maybe a sandwich to go with it, a really nice sandwich with like some Swiss cheese on it, a little mayo, not too much, maybe a little margarine on the one piece, and some good meat, some good lettuce. I wouldn't do much tomato, but just a little bit of lettuce, not too much either. Maybe if you could slice the tomato very very thin, it'd have to be very thin, the tomato sliced, and it could be maybe even one of those club sandwiches, those club ones with the toothpick going in the middle. Club sandwiches is a multi-decker. You know where I first had that club sandwich? Now that we're going back to my time in the United States, was Denny's restaurants. That was the first time I ever had the club sandwich. They have a good club sandwich over there. Yep, Denny's restaurants. I got to go to a couple of those, and they're open 24/7. I went at some, like, yeah, at the time when you go to Denny's, you think it's just Denny's. We go all the time. I mean, who didn't? But it's an experience. And believe it or not, we have Denny's up here in Canada. I've been. Yeah, and we went. I don't know where it was, Florida, I think, when I lived in Florida, because we owned a house in Florida. Several. Well, no, we owned the one house, and I got to do so many things. We rented this one thing for. Some people rent things for the weekend over there, but during one of our excavations, explorations, it was Orlando or something, or Tallahassee even. Maybe even when we were traveling, we went into Denny's. Um, Hold on to that if you do have those videos, maybe of me. But this was years ago. I went into a couple, and man, we had some good meals, some really good meals. Their breakfast, the different breakfast. The Moons Over Miami, I think, was one of the ones I tried it to. Omelets, I know. Not just Denny's. I went to IHOP, Perkins. Um, Perkins was a place. If you know what Denny's is in Canada, Perkins is almost like a Denny's, but it's different. So they have different choices. When you get sick of Denny's, you go to like a Perkins. They have homemade meals, turkey dinner, meatloaf dinner, all year round. You can go there and get like a really good quality meal. Like, what would they would say it would be homemade meals, and got to go there several times. Actually, the one notable person that I can remember that would also enjoy Perkins was Peg and Bob. Peg Levy and Bob, her husband. Bob liked it. And they also had another place to go along with Bob's name. And it was called Bob Evans. And it still is down in the United States. See, they got 32 of them in Florida, 31 of them in Florida. But look, wow. Look at how many they have over in the Chicago area. We got 39 over here. We have First things first. Second things second. Top it off. Looks like they have a build a breakfast. You know what you like for breakfast, and we like that. Choose from our 3 categories below. Made to order. Oh, wow. That's one thing I didn't get to experience in the United States. We used to just go into Perkins. We used to just go into Perkins and what have you and eat there. But then they had all that where they got all the companies to start doing their curbside pickups and all that. And that would have been something cool to see in the United States when some of them started to do that with your more classic restaurants that I've been to when it was just normal. Bob Evans, because I'm more of a normal guy. I'm not with the bad stuff, all the horrible stuff that comes with the other guys. I'm just a guy that works hard and likes to go to Bob Evans, and I pay for it, and it was just my meal, but I consider it like a decent amount for the meal, and that's why I would go to a Bob Evans. And I'm only 28 years old, and that's generally how most of us are. You work hard, and well, that's your money, and you're spending it to get a good meal, and Bob Evans is providing that. And it's a good mutual exchange, and wow, you just couldn't be more happy when you leave a place like Bob Evans. And oh, they're famous for their rolls. Maybe one day I'll have them send me up some Bob Evans or something like that. Have it mailed first class overnight. Kind of like Paris Hilton did in what's that show? That one with where is it? That one that show Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Da 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 da. What one is that called? Simple Life. Paris Hilton. Yeah, Simple Life. Simple Life. Simple Life. Let me see. Food. If you can pick it up, their mom ordered them like all this food. So that I guess that's how I'll have to do it. Is I'll have to be like her mom and dad are, sort of quiet, and I do pick up my McDonald's and all that and stuff. But yeah, like that is a thing that everybody wanted to do is order food from a certain area of the world and to bring it to wherever you are and yada yada. And they did that with some Chinese food or something like that. Actually, it was some Oriental, a lot of Oriental foods and whatnot. I don't know, some huge. It was actually a big order. Looked like $500 in food or something like that, all in like takeout Chinese. So that's even bigger than Mrs. Doubtfire's. Because we were looking at Mrs. Doubtfire yesterday about how she bought $140 in Chinese. Paris Hilton's, they bought like $500, $600 and sent it out to like, where was it? I don't know, Alabama or something like that. Kansas. They went everywhere in America on that Simple Life, it seemed like. Because there's multiple different seasons to it. Wow, I didn't even know it went up to 5 seasons. Season 3. I watched the entire first season and then I watched some of the second one and I kind of just eased off of it. It was good, man, because I used to live down in Tennessee for a year and a half. And Nicole Richie reminded me a lot of like girls that like were at my school in Tennessee. Because I hadn't seen any American women in a really long time. So I watched the whole season. It was a good one. It was like all these places I never been to in the United States. Because I'm from a certain place in the United States. But then like there's all different places. So yeah, it's a good one if you want to watch like I'd say it's about as real gets when it comes to living in the South in the United States. If you can't go down there yourself or anything like that, you want to experience. Like everybody wants to experience